Hello everyone, welcome to my this new tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to discuss immutable class. So how you can create your own immutable class, how the custom immutable class is created in Java. So these are the things we are going to discuss in this tutorial, but before moving ahead I just need to understand what is the immutable, what is the immutable class. Okay, so immutable means something it's not going to change, it's not changeable. Okay, so immutable class means if you are creating the object of that class, the state of the object should not get changed. Okay, and even if you are trying to change the trying to modify the object, okay, then the new object will be created, okay, with the modified state, and the original object will not get changed. Okay, so you have to make the class in a some way that the object of the class should not get changed, and even if you are trying to change the object, the new object will get created. The example is like a string class. If you go to the string class code in a Java, if you see like how the string class has got implemented, okay, and how it's not getting changed. So all primitive wrapper classes in Java like integer, float, character, and the long, all are immutable, the classes. Okay, and all are basically are thread safe. So because if you are running on the concurrent environment, okay, so multiple thread are trying to modify or update the particular state of the object, so it cannot change because that is immutable. Okay, so let's move ahead and see how you can create the immutable class in Java. It's very simple, just you have to follow some steps, and steps is only 6. Like first step is declare the class as a final, so it cannot be extended. Okay, so like in Java, if you are making a class as a final, that class cannot be extended, that you cannot create a new class and you can derive that class. So first rule is you have to make that class final. Make all fields private so that direct access is not allowed. Private is what it's in object unit, it's a encapsulations. So outside world, outside the class, that particular field that you have declared private cannot be accessed. Okay, so you have to make the field as a private. Okay, and you have to make the field as well the final, so that the field should not be modified. Okay, and the third is don't provide setter method for variable. Like for each and every the attributes of objects, we generally create a getter and setter method. Okay, so make sure you are not creating a setter method for any variable, okay, any data member. Okay, and make all mutable field final so that its value can be assigned only once. So we have to make a object, that object of the state that should not get modified. So we will have to make the field as a final so that it cannot be changed once it assigned only once. Okay, and initialize all the fields via constructor performing deep copy. So you must be knowing what is the deep copy, what is the shallow copy. Okay, deep copy means you are not just cloning the object, you are just the field, the state of the objects you are basically copying into some particular objects. Okay, so this can be only achieved via the constructor, via the parameterized constructor. Okay, so while calling, okay, the immutable class, you will have to call the parameterized constructor, where you will be copying the current state of the object. Okay, so that we need to do. And the last one, performing cloning of the object in the getter method to return a copy rather than returning the actual object reference. So if you are trying to, we have a getter method, right? So through the get method you can return the particular member variable, okay, or particular object, okay, like a string object or like integer primitive data type, and the other data type you can return. Okay, so instead of returning the actual reference, you need to return the clone copy, means that will be a separate reference. Okay, so this is how you can achieve. Okay, then let's go to the program. Let me show you the program. Okay, so I have created two class, that one is a employee class and other is a client class. Okay, so this is the main method. Basically I am creating just employee of employee class. Okay, and just passing the parameter like employee id, employee name. Okay, let's go to the first employee class. So just I am creating employee ID, name, basic salary and date of birth. Okay, and this is how you have designed. But first let's go through the quickly go through the client side, the code that we have designed. Okay, so employee created the one employee object and we pass the value of that object, so that even object and even object state will have the value like employee id, name, basic salary and date of birth. Okay, so these are the four objects we have created. So I'm creating the hash map, to store this employee and the department. Okay, so the basic syntax we have used like concurrent hash map, since I am assuming this code can be run in a concurrent multi-threading environment. Okay, so this code should not create any problem in a multi-threaded environment. Okay, so employee is a data type of employee is the type of employee class, and string is the basically is going to captures the department. Okay, so just we created the one concurrent hash map object, and we stores this all these four created object of the employee class into the hash map collections data structure. Okay, and thereafter to read this hash map, concurrent hash map, just we created one set, and this code took the the entry set of from the hash map, and thereafter we iteration is done to print the all the value that are inside the concurrent hash map. Okay, so just getting after the traversing and getting the key, and key already, like key is what it's a basically employee is the key and IT is the value, it's in the key value pair. So if we are trying get the key employee and if trying to print here, so if you see like already I have overridden the employee class toString method, so it will print to a very beautiful toString method. I have overridden this, so it will system order println and will give you the output in a very beautiful way. Okay, so this purpose I had the override the toString, so this will give you the output in a very readable format. Okay, and I printed the department. Okay, so let's do this, and just a minute, let me comment this code. Okay, I will tell you why I have commented this code. Okay, and let's go through this code as well. Like the first, let's go and see the rule that we have enforced and that we had gone through have been implemented or not. Like the employee class, we made a class as a final, so that this class cannot be extended. Okay, we make all data member variable as a private, encapsulated this, we follow the encapsulations parameter, so that this this all these four data members should not be accessed outside, and the made it final because we want to once initialized, then this should not be changed. Okay, and whenever you are declaring as a variable final, we will have to initialize this through the parameterized constructor only. So these are the constructor I have initialized. If you are trying to remove this, control X, then you will have a error. Okay, so you will get a error here, the blank final field may not have been initialized. Okay, so all these fours will have to initialized through the constructor only. Okay, if you see the blank final field employee ID, the blank final field name may not have been initialized, so you must have to initialized through the parameterized constructor only, or you can say the copy constructor only. Okay, and if you see like all the four all the 4 variables have a getter method. There is no setter method, even though the Eclipse is so intelligent that even if you are trying to to create this getter setter method, the the Eclipse tool will generate only the getter method only. Let's go there. Okay, go to the source. Okay, and if you see like generate getter and setter method, okay, and just a minute. If you go on, I think I already created this, but it should create and it should override this. Just a minute. I have already created this, that's why it's not coming, but I have already created all these things. But if you're trying to create this all this employee ID, name, basic salary, then the tool will create only the getter method, setter method will not give you. And even if you are trying to, you can create your own setter method, but the rule says it should not have a setter method for any member variable. Okay, and the hash code I have overridden, and the equal method I have overridden. This is because you are using the hashing data structure, hash table data structure. Okay, so the hash code is required to return the unique object map. So this is very easy to override this. You just need to create the just to right click this, go to source and generate hash code and equal method. Okay, I already generated this. Is this saying the type equal method existing implementation will be replaced by a new one? Okay, so this is how you can do this. Okay, okay, so it will give you this. Okay, so this is easy way you can have your own hash code or equal method, even because you are using the concurrent hash map. So it's better to have this override. Okay, so this is how you can design, and let's run this program first and see what is the output. Okay, go to the client map, and the output will be obviously 101 hash, because this is how we are iterating here, storing this object into the hash map and thereafter iterating the hash map. Okay, using the for loop, and just we are printing, nothing else we are doing. Okay, and thereafter just printing star star and printing the E1 object again, and again printing the E1 particularly get method. Okay, if you see the employee dot get, this get value is coming. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, if you see this, the same because of toString overridden that I have applied in the code, it's given the very beautiful result: employee ID, name, basic salary, date of birth. Okay, it's given, and the value was TCS employee. Like employee 1 set, employee 2 is there, employee 3 is there, employee 4 is there. Okay, thereafter star star was there, and again also I have printed the key value pair. Okay, so if you see there, key value pair okay, so here it was. If you see here, I have printed the key means the employee object, and value means the department. Okay, so it's printing. Okay, so let's see what is the issue with this design, and why we need to make a immutable. Okay, so assume we have an employee object E1, okay, and get date of birth. So this object is there, get date of birth, that we have a getter method, get date of birth, and it's turning date of birth object. Okay, date of birth is a basically variable date of birth for the date class, and we know already date class is immutable class. Okay, but still date we are making as a final, we are making as a reference as a final. Okay, but this can be changed. So see how we can, this can be changed. Okay, so we call this get date of birth, and we call the set time method. So set time method is the date class method, and we given set time means it will change the state of the date object. Okay, and control S. Okay, and let's try to print this. Okay, run this F11, and if you see this, see employee ID 101 101. Okay, that's fine. Okay, name Mahesh, basic salary fine, date of birth was Jan 1 1982, but see here Jan 7 1972 it become. Okay, so which even though our employee class was mutable class, but somehow if the other thread is other thread came, okay, and run that particular code, then and it changed the state of the E1 object of the employee. Okay, see this is how it changed. Okay, so you are saying we are the E1 employee was immutable, we had follow all these rules. Okay, then still, okay, it's changing the state of the employee object. Suppose this is the concurrent environment, we have already hash map is there. Okay, and so far till here the execution was fine, but this is the not not a synchronized location. So if the other thread came and execute this method, okay, then if your other thread is trying to get the value here in using this iteration, then that thread won't get the same value because the state of the object has got changed by other thread. Okay, so can you imagine where we have made the mistake? See in the last one point we have till not return the actual reference of the object, but if you see we are returning here the actual reference of the object. Okay, and that's the place where we are making a mistake. Okay, so if you see this, we don't require to return the actual reference of the object, we returns the basically the defense copy or cloned copy of the object. So we created the new date, another date object got created like above. We have created this variable. Okay, okay, so we are not going to use the same variable, same reference to return using the getter method. Okay, and we created the new one, and we return the, and we pass the same basically date. So even if you are trying to to modify, even if the other thread try to modify, okay, using the set method, okay, but that set method that did not actually update the state of the object. So if you see this will return the new object and the parameter will be the same. Okay, this and if you see the output, you won't find any difference in the output. Let's see this. I mean, again running your program. Okay, okay, see this, sorry I did close. Okay, so if you see this employee 101, name Mahesh, basic salary this 1 lakhs, and date of birth was 1982, and after the modifications, if you see the date has not got changed, date is still, earlier the date was not same. Okay, so if you see even the other thread try to modify that, but new objects got created. Okay, and it returns, but the original state of the object didn't get changed. So this is the the features of the immutable class. So this is how you can create your own immutable class. Okay, so this is all about this tutorial. So this way any class or the any your own custom class like employee, customers, you can make that class as a immutable, so that the state of the object won't get changed, and even though if you are trying to change the object, the new object will be created and the original state of the object will not get changed. So I hope this tutorial will be benefited for you. So thanks for watching this video. Okay, thank you. Hope to see you soon.